Hello and welcome. Don't change that dial. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Trixie Show.
Hi guys, this is Trixie and I am back with another episode of Phasmophobia, and we need to find Elizabeth Taylor, decide what kind of ghost she is, prevent her from hunting with a crucifix, cleanse the area, and use a motion sensor. And this audio is a little different than normal because I realized in post editing that somehow my microphone was muted, and so I am doing voiceovers and editing to correct some of the audio problem. Okay, the fact that there was no audio. So we're at Edgefield and we're currently going to look for the cursed object, the bone, and the breaker, which we are finding is not in the garage, and looking for the bone on top of the car because, sometimes that actually is a thing and sometimes it is on top of the car. And we aren't finding any of those objects that we wanted to see if they were there. So as is typical, the next thing to do would be to go into the basement and hope that, we would get the breaker on in the basement because that's the only other breaker location in this house. So that's what I did. And then I always turn the light switch off because that is one of my preferred places to run to if I need to go and hide in this house. Trying to learn some new tricks. Some of them are working out okay. Some of them are not, but you learn. So I'm trying. Also been working on my repelling skills. But that's a whole other story. So we found the Ouija board, as you can see. And it was a little frustrating because I often debate, as I've said a lot of times, should I take the EMF reader? Should I take the thermometer? It's back and forth because sometimes you get a payoff with the EMF right away. Sometimes you can go through the entire house and you get absolutely nothing. But then you have to get the breaker on to get the house warmed up to get the thermometer to pay off. So which do you take? And here we go. So we get upstairs. Boom. Immediately in the boys' room at the top of the stairs, we get a payoff with some EMF. And we get more EMF. We get a phone vibrating. Get an interaction. The first one didn't count. It was too late. It opened a bunch of the doors to the closet. It moved the cup. Got more interaction. So went over there to check that out. And then we had ghost event. And we had a little child. So we got a ghost picture. The creepy little child ghost. Isn't that lovely? I threw my flashlight down, then I wasn't happy with how it landed, so I moved it. I'm picky that way. Happy that I got a ghost photo, but still annoyed that the first interaction that I thought I had didn't work. My sanity was down a bit, and I'm very careful about that because when I play solo, I have to very carefully manage my sanity because it's just me. Although I have also realized that though I can carefully manage that when it's just me, myself, and sorry, tired. It's super, super late while I'm doing this, by the way. Another interaction that didn't work because apparently I got there too late, and then we found fingies. When I do go back and I play team games, I've discovered I've picked up some good and some bad habits. So, playing with a group of people, it's very difficult to manage team sanity for me now because I'm so used to not having to worry about it from playing by myself. Because a lot of people don't worry about managing sanity, and then you only have 4 sanity pills for 4 people, not just 4 sanity pills for 1 person. So that's been interesting because I've been playing a lot of solo games lately. So anyway, so we got some stuff, and then we got some pictures, and sorry, my allergies are acting up. It's really bad. So then I started hearing noises and started looking for the bone, and things were going off, and clicks and noises and showers were going off all over the place. Still looking for this stupid bone. This thing, it was just stuff happening all over the place. It was driving me crazy. Like, where the heck is this thing? And I was getting to the point where I was like, forget the damn bone. But I still, for form's sake, went and looked and looked and looked and looked some more. And I was starting to get worried because I'm like, this is, spending all this time looking for this freaking bone. I finally found it in the last room. Pelvis. I'm like, okay, I can finally get back to continuing what I need to be doing. I don't think it was this time about, but I kept checking for more fingerprints, and then nothing else was happening, which I thought was really weird. It's like, well, another ghost event. I'm like, okay, maybe I should go downstairs. And then I was playing games with my flashlight, because then I was trying to throw it down, and it kept spinning around back at me. It wasn't pointing the way I wanted, and I'm like, just go away. Leave me alone. You're bothering me. And the activity, look at that. We had a weird little spike there too. So I know I was talking about the little spike there and what was going on with this ghost, because it was doing events in the room, but then nothing else was happening. Why were the fingerprints disappearing? I checked other places and trying to decide what I was going to take up there with me and everything. So I came in and I'm like, it's not setting off the motion sensor. The stuff I need to be happening in for it to do was, none of it was happening. So it was, why are you doing this to me? Yeah. So I don't know why I was looking at the book. Like, I look at the book a lot. So I think at that point I was thinking, okay, I think it might be a hallway ghost, because the initial room was that small room. And oh no, I hadn't put the camera in this room yet. That's right. It was after this that I was thinking that I was getting ahead of myself. So yeah, I put the stuff that was supposed to be in this room in here for the objectives, and then they weren't working. It's like, how in a room that small, the motion sensor should have gone off really fast, and it wasn't going off. And then we had a light in the hallway that was giving that reflection, and I still had to take the dots up there. So I was like, okay, let's get the equipment we need, get it up there, get that light off, see what was going on, and then things still weren't happening. Why aren't you happening? My screensaver keeps coming on because I'm not touching my mouse. Sorry. I'm not used to doing this way. And this is, again, when I'm like, why are you not going off? I put a motion sensor up. It usually doesn't take that long in a small ghost room. And that's why I was like, something isn't quite right. Let's, grab the tools. Let's give it some more time. But I knew I'm feeling like something's not right. Something should have been happening by now. So I was trying to get this stuff down. Poke down. Turn off the light. Try the spirit box. Asking it the usual questions. Are young, old, near, far? All those things. Nothing. Got no response. And I kept rechecking the doors. Thinking, okay, maybe, something, anything, and nothing was happening. I even went to check, like, the neighboring doors in the hallway. Nothing. And I just kept thinking, this feels wrong. Feels wrong. I was looking to see if we had any other clues, any like EMF 5. The board was not giving me any indicators that we would have EMF 5 at that point. It was jumps to 4, not 5. So this time I took the flashlight up, turned the light on, and I decided I was going to start moving things around. Oh, sorry, I checked the temperature. And then I was like, okay, well, it must have moved. Ghost event. And it slammed the door on me, of course, like it likes to do. It was turning on multiple showers at the same time. And I was checking kind of all around. You could see temperatures were varying kind of all over the place. But the gist for me was that the hallways were generally, lower, but not significantly cold. So I'm thinking, okay, because a lot of times you'll get like a hallway ghost, and it'll be either centered primarily at the master bedroom end or this landing end. At least that's my experience with this game. And since so much was happening in that boys' room, the light came on in the nursery, and it hayed me at one point. When I start moving equipment from the boys' room into the landing area is when it hazed me, because I think I turn around at one point, and that'll be the moment when I think I go back in and it hazed me. And yeah, I don't know if there's a moment you can actually tell when I was like hesitating that it was like, hey, because like, oh, of course, you hate me when I start moving everything all around and stuff like that. But because I even was like gonna start moving equipment, and I think I even started to move equipment back in there at one point. Because I was really uncertain as to, because I like took the camera in there to look for orbs. And I grabbed the stuff. Yeah, that's when it hid me, and I took it back in, and then more stuff was happening. And then it did that. The temperature went up again. So I was like, this is messed up. And then the light was on in here again. So I'm like, this... It was like, I just felt at that point, I was like, okay, this thing is just messing with me. It's just fucking around with me. And I don't have enough sanity pills and stuff like that to keep letting it do this. So... Oh, yeah, it was the shower thing again. Lots of showers. Lots of showers in this one. Like, how many times do you can turn on all these showers? It was craziness. I don't think I've seen... Like, I've seen one shower be turned on multiple times. I don't think I've seen that many different showers get turned on in one game. So, I think I tried the spirit box again out here. Just in case it was the wrong room and it wasn't working. And I tried it in the bathroom just in case. Same usual questions. Oh, I forgot to move the motion sensor, so I put that down and went and moved that out to the landing. I was like, okay, I need to get the hell out of here. Because what is going on? Alright, so I had the cleanse. And then I saw, oh, I have an orb. There's orbs. I have a clue. I have another clue. So that helped. And I knew I didn't have spirit box. And I knew I didn't have freezing, so that took it down to Banshee and Obake. And I was trying to decide what I needed to do next, or what I was going to do next. So I had to cleanse. And... then I had the crucifix objective. And I already had the crucifix that I had put up on the landing. And right in the middle of the landing was where the orbs were. So I felt fairly hopeful that if it hunted me, or it wanted to hunt me, and there was the dots, and I was like, did I just see dots, or when I pulled up my journal, or was I imagining that? When I turned, I wasn't sure, so I went back and I was like, I think I saw it, I wasn't positive. So I was really confused there. But anyway, so I knew I needed to do the cleanse, but I also wanted to do try to get the crucifix objective. So I was like, I think I need to go in while my sanity's still low, hide, let it try to hunt or try to break the crucifixes, and then go take pills, go do the cleanse, and then get out. So I went in here to hide, turned off my light, and then I'm just waiting here. And this is a trick that I learned from watching another very popular streamer. And I use this hiding behind the door trick when I can do it in this type of manner, because I cannot do it in an active hunt situation where I'm running for my life and I have to get behind that door very quickly and pull it shut. Because sometimes when you're doing it and you get behind that door, if you do it not quite right, it'll kind of flip you kind of through the door, and you'll end up on the outside of the door instead of behind the door. It's sort of like, I don't know, a weird glitch or something. I don't know what you want to call it. But it can be a little tricky to do it on some of the doors. And you can just see the red check mark just came off on the crucifix, which I didn't notice it quite as fast as I should have, because I was kind of like, sometimes when I'm in a situation like this, I close my eyes and I'm listening for hunting sounds. Even if I have my journal up like that, I have more auditory listening, because sometimes you don't have a journal that you can, have a check mark up. So I have it open when I can pay attention to watch your 25% sanity or crucifix or whatever it is that you're looking for. And so mostly I'm listening, because a lot of times you're just hiding and listening. Is it done hunting? Is it done whatever it's doing? And so I'm listening and I'm listening. And finally I'm like, I don't know what it's doing, but I think it's done. So I'm leaving now. But anyway, in an active hunt, you're running away from the ghost, whether you've smudged it or whatever you're doing, is tricky, at least for me so far, because I'm very new to doing it. This is the craziest thing. It's at 27%. I prevented it from hunting with a crucifix, and it didn't actually hunt. I was in there waiting for it to hunt, and it didn't hunt. It's bizarre. So now all I need to do is cleanse it. So I have a banshee who couldn't find me. It's so strange. So I'm gonna cleanse, starting here. I might have to do this a couple times, actually, because this is where the orbs are. Let's look at the journal. It worked. We're done. Let's get out. Okay. Now, I apologize, because at some point during this, I must have accidentally hit the mute button on my thing. So I'm hoping that when I play this back, that more of this was audio recorded than I anticipated. If not, I will be going in with some subtitles, because this actually ended up being, I think, a pretty decent game. And I mean, come on, the ghost's name was Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, that's pretty cool. And I actually got the broken crucifix to work, and we had a banshee, and that was all pretty cool, I thought. So anyway, let's just double check one more time, because look at this, all three are done. The board is clear, evidence is all in, and we have banshee. Let's hit the button. Hopefully it's all right. Let's go. It was banshee.
I've got some jobs ready.
Got everything done. 2:55.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Trixie Show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or even join Miss Trixie for all the upcoming shows.